My name is Annabelle Beam. My life took a dramatic turn one fateful day when I experienced a terrifying fall that left me unconscious. At the time, I was already struggling with a challenging health condition that had caused me significant distress. I had been diagnosed with a rare and severe disorder called intestinal pseudoobstruction, a condition that severely impacted my ability to digest food and caused me tremendous pain. This condition led to frequent hospitalizations and left me feeling weak and vulnerable. That fall, which left me unconscious, marked a critical moment in my journey. It not only highlighted the severity of my illness, but also set the stage for an unexpected turn of events that would change my life forever. I still remember the moment I lost my balance on the stairs. My body twisted unnaturally, and the world around me blurred into a chaotic swirl. Before I could fully grasp what was happening, I crashed to the ground with a sickening thud. Pain radiated through my legs, and a sharp sting shot through my side. Every breath was a struggle, and I knew something was terribly wrong. The room spun violently, and darkness began to encroach on my vision. Then, in the midst of the haze, a calmness swept over me. A peaceful light surrounded me, and I felt myself gently lifted, as if by invisible hands. My surroundings faded entirely, replaced by an ethereal beauty I had never known. I found myself standing in a vast, golden field where the sky stretched endlessly above me, painted in hues more vivid and beautiful than I could have ever imagined. It was as if the very air was alive with warmth and love. In the distance, I saw a figure appear, tall, radiating light, and emanating an undeniable peace. I recognized him instantly. It was Jesus. His eyes were kind, filled with compassion that seemed to pour into my very soul. As he drew near, he smiled gently, as though he had been waiting for me all along. Without saying a word, he extended his hand to me, and without hesitation, I reached out to him. When I grasped his hand, a flood of memories and feelings surged through me: love, comfort, and a sense of belonging that I had never truly known. In that moment, I felt whole again. The pain and fear that had haunted me for so long simply melted away. Then, another figure emerged from the light, a woman with a soft and familiar face. It was Mimi, my great-grandmother, who had passed away years ago. Her presence filled me with a profound sense of peace. She stepped forward and wrapped me in a warm embrace, her hands gentle as they rested on my shoulders. "I've missed you, dear," she whispered, her voice a soft melody that seemed to soothe my very soul. "But you are safe now." Overwhelmed by the beauty of the moment, I could barely find the words to speak. I wanted to ask about the pain I had left behind, about this incredible place, but there were no words. Only an understanding that this was where I belonged, where love was eternal. As Jesus and Mimi stood beside me, my heart swelled with a love so pure and overwhelming that it seemed to wash away all my worries. I had fallen, yes, but in that fall, I had found a vision of heaven and a love that surpassed all pain and suffering. I stood there, transfixed in the presence of Jesus. His appearance defied description. He was bathed in a light that seemed to emanate from within, bright yet not blinding. His face radiated kindness, and his eyes held an unfathomable love that pierced straight through me. His robes were pure and white, flowing like the softest fabric imaginable. On his head was a crown of light, more radiant than gold, as if it was woven from the very essence of the heavens. His smile was warm and comforting, as though he had known me forever. In his gaze, I saw both immense strength and infinite tenderness. Without speaking, Jesus gently guided me forward, and I found myself approaching something magnificent, the golden gates of heaven. They were tall and grand, shimmering with a life of their own, as though they pulsed with divine energy. Intricate patterns of light adorned the gates, creating a beauty that surpassed anything I had ever seen. The air around them shimmered with a welcoming peace, and my heart filled with awe. As we approached, an angel appeared. The angel was tall, with translucent wings that sparkled like stardust. Their serene presence radiated love and compassion, and I felt an immediate connection as though they had known me my entire life. "Welcome, Annabelle," the angel said softly, their voice like a gentle melody. "You have been brought here not just to heal, but to understand. Heaven is a place of restoration and peace. You are safe here, and your journey is far from over." As the angel touched my arm, warmth spread through me, and I felt a sudden surge of energy. Slowly, the pain and darkness that had once consumed me began to lift. It wasn't just my physical injuries that were healing. I could feel my spirit being restored. The burdens I had carried, the worries that had weighed me down, seemed to dissolve in the presence of such divine love. With the angel's help, my strength returned. The ache in my body disappeared, and the heaviness in my heart was replaced by a lightness I hadn't known in years. The love and light of heaven filled me completely. I realized that my healing wasn't just about recovering from my fall, it was a renewal of my soul. As the gates opened wider, I felt the invitation to enter, to embrace this glorious state of being. But deep down, I knew it wasn't my time to stay. My journey wasn't finished. I had been given a glimpse of heaven, a vision of healing that would stay with me forever. As the gates opened wider, I felt the invitation to enter, to embrace this glorious state of being. But deep down, I knew it wasn't my time to stay. My journey wasn't finished. I had been given a glimpse of heaven, a vision of healing that would stay with me forever. When I awoke, I was overwhelmed by a profound sense of peace. The pain I had endured from the fall was gone, completely gone. I slowly opened my eyes, unsure of what to expect. But there was no dizziness, no throbbing, no bruises. I could move freely, something I hadn't been able to do in so long. As I sat up, I felt a rush of energy flood through my entire being, not just my body, but my spirit too. I couldn't fully process what had happened at first, but then it came back to me. The light, the fields, the angel, and Jesus. My heart swelled with gratitude. In my moment of vulnerability, I had been granted more than just relief from my fall. I had been given a gift, a complete transformation. The illnesses that had been deemed incurable were no longer a part of me. For years, I had struggled with chronic conditions, each one a reminder of my frailty. Doctors had told me there was no cure, that I would have to live with the pain. But now I was free. Free from the confines of disease, free from the fear that had shadowed my life. My recovery defied explanation, but I didn't need an explanation. I understood that I had been given a glimpse of something eternal, a gift of love and healing that would stay with me always. I am a testament that miracle is real and God is always good.